Hi, thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. Today we're going to take a look at another great product from COMICA. This is the BoomX-U1 wireless lavalier microphone system. The fine people over at COMICA have been very nice in sending me a wide range of different products to review and post here on my channel. So I'm going to put the little links, things kind of throughout so that you guys can check out those different products. I reviewed a boom mic that went on the top, another wireless system, and then as well as another small plug-in smartphone or camera microphone. All of the products I've been really impressed with. The quality is really high, they sound really nice, and they're really well made. This particular wireless system costs $179, so it's a little less expensive than the other wireless COMICA set that I looked at, and comes with a receiver as well as the transmitter pack. One great thing about the transmitter pack is that it has a microphone built in on it as well, so you don't actually have to use the lavalier microphones. It really just depends on your setup, how you're interviewing, and what really helps your workflow work best. This kit comes with a really well-made travel pack to keep all of your systems safe and well organized for your shoot. The case itself is really well made and has this nice kind of stitched leather holding strap with COMICA embossed in it. It's really well made. I'm really impressed with just the case itself. That might seem small, but it's going to protect your equipment as you go from shoot to shoot, and obviously that's very important. You don't want something to be damaged or lost or misplaced, you know, and then you get to your shoot and you can't do it or whatever might be the case. So I love that this case is really well made and it's really well thought out. Comes with the transmitter pack, which, like I said, has a built-in microphone already on it, or you can use the lavalier. I'm using the included lavalier mic. It also comes with two different cables. So one of them so that you can plug it into a smartphone, and another one so that you can plug it into your camera. So right now I'm shooting on a Canon M50, so that's how I have it plugged in. Then it comes with the receiver. That is really well thought out, and I'm really impressed with it. It has a clip, so you could clip it on your belt, although it does also double as like a cold shoe mountable clip. So what I've done for my setup right now is I've slid it into the cold shoe mount on my Canon M50, flipped up the little antenna, and then it's just right there on top of my camera. It's a fantastic light little rig that will be very easy to use, you know, especially if you're shooting on your own. I really like the design. I think it's very well thought out. The LCD screen is very clear, shows the battery level, the signal coming in. It's easy to read and it's very easy to use. Comes with a windscreen that you could put on the lavalier microphone, or you can put it on the microphone on the transmitter pack, so I think that's very cool. It also includes an adapter so that you could plug it into an XLR input, so depending on how you're planning on recording, you've got all your options. You can either go directly into a smartphone, directly into your camera, or directly into some sort of a mixing hardware. So that could be a traditional like kind of mic preamp. There's a whole bunch of different options and flexibility here that comes included in the kit, so it's not extra stuff you have to go out and buy. On the transmitter pack, there's a power button, which also doubles as the ability of turning on a high-pass filter, which is what I'm using right now. I'd highly recommend that for all of your productions. It's going to really help make your audio sound crisper and clearer, especially on a variety of different speaker systems. Basically, all it's doing is removing the very, very, very low-end frequencies that you don't need for this sort of a setup. You know, those frequencies are for like in music. They're for your kick drum or the bass guitar. You know, that's what's supposed to be occupying those frequencies. When you're doing this kind of a talking head sort of thing, you don't want them, you don't need them. So I love that you can just roll that off right off the top. I don't even have to think about it in post. Obviously, you could do it in post if you really wanted to fine-tune it. But I think including that high pass right on it is great. The transmitter also comes with a mute button, so you just have to press and hold that and it will mute the transmitter, and then just press and hold to unmute. So that's great if you're about to cough, or if you just want to be able to have that extra control over your audio. This wireless system has a 394-foot operating range, which is really long. I feel like that's way larger than you're realistically gonna need. So if you're doing your shoot on your own and you're going to be walking around and kind of talking farther away from the camera, you can have confidence that that audio is not going to cut out. It also has multiple channels that you can change to, so if you're getting some sort of interference, you can always switch the channel, and that way you make sure that you're getting your audio right into the camera or whatever recording device uninterrupted without any, cutting in and out. On the receiver pack, you've got 2 antennae and the ability to be able to receive multiple signals. So for the pack that I have here, it only came with 1 transponder or sender pack to the receiver, but you can buy a second pack that comes with 2, and you do have 2 channels on your built-in receiver. That's going to give you the ability to be able to have 2 people mic'd up, coming in on independent channels on the receiver. You can change which channel on the receiver you're getting your signal from, and then that way again you can avoid interference. And I find it really well thought out. Pairing them is extremely easy. The transmitter pack and the receiver pack have an IR sensor, so when you go for the pair, you just hit automatic, hold the 2 sensors together, and boom, it pairs right away. So it's really very simple to get them paired. The overall housings of both the receiver and the transmitter are plastic. All the buttons are plastic as well. That said, they do seem to be very well made. The buttons have a nice feel to them. When you push them, they don't feel like they're gonna break or like they're super cheap. And the housings feel like a nice quality plastic as well. It almost has like what gives it the look of like a brushed aluminum. In a way, I almost like that they're plastic instead of metal, just because it's gonna help keep the weight down, especially if you're going to be hand holding or you're using like a smartphone rig to shoot your videos. Having the receiver part be extra light is really going to help keep your rig from becoming huge and really cumbersome. My particular camera, I recently upgraded my lens to a Sigma 16mm. It is a substantially larger and heavier lens than the kit lens I was using with before. So, anything to help kind of cut down a little bit of weight, especially if you're going to be hand holding doing some sort of a vlogging shot, I think you're really going to appreciate that weight not being there. Now, so far, all of the audio that you've heard has been from the included lavalier microphone. I have it plugged into the transmitter pack, and then sending wirelessly to the receiver, obviously. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over now to the built-in microphone that is on that receiver pack. The cool thing about this is it automatically makes the change as soon as you unplug the 1/8" jack going to the lavalier mic. So it just knows there's not an extra button to push or anything. It just goes, okay, I don't have an input here. I'm going with the built-in mic. So let's switch over and get an idea of what that microphone sounds like now. All right, so now we're using the built-in microphone on the transmitter pack. This gives you an idea of what that microphone sounds like. I personally am not sure how often I would use this microphone in a shoot, just because it's hard to get the microphone obviously in an optimum kind of position to record the voice, and that's where the lavalier is going to be better. You can pin it on, kind of in a nondescript spot, and you're going to get much better, accurate, reliable audio. But it is really cool that they include this microphone and gives you an idea of how this microphone sounds versus that lavalier microphone that I was using that again was included in this particular kit. So now that we're about halfway through this video, if you're liking it, please hit like and subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. Helps my little channel continue to grow. Here we do original progressive metal music, we do product reviews, and free music lessons. Those are the 3 categories that we cover. So again, if you're liking it, please hit like and subscribe. Also, let me know down below, what do you think about how this microphone sounds and how well it's performing? One of the most important things you can do for all of your productions is audio. I would really recommend upgrading your audio almost before you even upgrade your camera. Obviously, a great camera and a great lens is going to look great, but if the audio is bad and it's not within your budget to be able to do both, I would definitely recommend audio first. If you have a smartphone, something like an iPhone or an Android that shoots 4K, you're already going to be getting pretty good video. You might not be able to get the blurry background thing as well, but you're already going to be getting 4K. It's going to be crystal clear. So the first thing you want to change there is your audio. I have discovered, the difference between using a wired mic that's directly connected to your camera versus something like either a wireless or maybe a boom mic. is just that extra freedom, especially if you're in a smaller sort of space for your productions. Like I'm just in the living room of my apartment basically. Things are a little bit smaller and I'm worried about being tethered to my camera. It'd be super easy to be moving around and to knock it over and break it. So, you know, wireless is very cool. If you're gonna be doing mobile shoots, and that kind of thing, I just think the wireless makes everything so much easier. And with this pack, you know, you can step up to the slightly more expensive one that comes with the 2 transmitter packs. Or if it's just you on your own, you can just pick up the 1 wireless one and you're set. I think it's great that this works with smartphones and with cameras. I love that they included the correct connector so that you can be sure you're plugging it in and getting the best audio. That's really important. Remember, when you're recording audio, you want to be as close to your source as possible with basically as least interference as possible. That's the trick with audio. You got to get it in just crystal clear to start. You know, if it's muffled or if your mic position is bad, there's not really any amount of post-production you're gonna do to magically make that sound better. So make sure you're getting your audio crystal clear to start. It's gonna make everything easier and sound way better. So that's my review of the COMICA BoomX-U1 microphone. I would definitely highly recommend this. I think you should give COMICA a look just in general. I think their products perform fantastic and they're at a really affordable price point.